Alumni, it is not my normal day. You are correct. However, comma, I must talk to the ton. I must talk to the ton today. We have a situation that I need to give you a heads up about so that you can make an informed decision as the weekend continues to draw near. Hey, Sandra, how's it going? How's it going? All right, so as you all are coming in, please share this out. This one, share out. I always tell you guys to like and share, but today, please share. Please share this one out. Tag another alumni because we got an important announcement to make. And I want to make sure you guys are informed of what's going on in the city of Marshall, Texas, that affects what we're doing as alumni this weekend. Okay, don't forget to tag, like, share, so that others will get this information. We want to make sure everyone is informed as to what's going on. If they are like me, I was headed to Wiley tomorrow morning, and now that is not happening. So please tag other alumni. Please tag other alumni. We have a situation in Marshall. So in Marshall, Texas, there was the main water line has busted and the whole city is shut down. They have no water. No one has water in Marshall right now. And so that's problematic for us. The city is announcing that they hope to have it fixed by tomorrow around noon or tomorrow afternoon on Wednesday. But the boil order will still be in place. So if you know anything about water, when water mains break and that kind of thing, you still have to boil the water because it needs to be tested because of, the pollutants and all that stuff that gets into the water. It needs to be filtrated out. It needs to be tested, all of that. So there is a water situation. So if they get the water working by tomorrow, it's still going to be on a boil notification. Okay, so which means we have some decisions to make. The Board of Trustees was meeting on Thursday and Friday of this week. The Board of Trustees are no longer meeting in person on the campus. That meeting has been converted to virtual only. No exceptions. Whether water comes on or not, that meeting is virtual. The campus, Wiley's campus, is shut down as of today and tomorrow. So the school is closed. The president has accommodated the students as it relates to providing them with places to relieve themselves. So he has accommodated that. So his first priority right now are the students. So he's taking care of the students at the moment. The trustees is already off their plate. That meeting is virtual, so he doesn't have to worry about trying to accommodate the trustees coming on campus and that kind of thing. Our activities as alumni were starting on Thursday with the Thursday night mixer, the Marshall Wiley Club. And then on Friday was all Wiley stuff with the convocation, the celebration of giving, and then the poetry. We had the poetry thing going on Friday as well. So all of that was on Friday at Wiley's campus. So we're not sure yet if all of that is going to take place because this water situation just happened. This is like hot off the press. This just happened within the last few hours. So there's all kinds of moving parts. We don't have any good decisions and any good information really to tell you. It's kind of like when a forest fire starts in California, right? It started and there's a possibility it could spread, right? It could get worse or it can get better if it can get contained. So that's where we are right now is, do we go, do we stay? Do we go, do we stay? Because we're still trying to figure out if what has started will be contained and acceptable enough for us to come on campus. So you can come to the campus. You can go to the hotels. The hotels are saying, yeah, you can come. You're going to pay full price, the price that you've always paid. However, the water will still need to be boiled. They will not, they're saying come at your own risk and your own liability. So you can't sue them. You can't, none of that kind of stuff. So you can still come, but the water is limited. As of right now, it's kind of limited. So we're going to wait till tomorrow and see if it gets fixed, see how long it takes them to get the water tested, because we're still early before the weekend. It's Tuesday. A lot can change between now and then. However, people like me and other NAA board members who were coming from far places, we were flying in tomorrow. So, we have to cancel our flight for tomorrow and then wait and see if we're coming on Thursday or if we're coming on Friday. So we're just kind of in that wait and see mode. But I'm giving you this information ahead of time because that way you'll know if the NAA has to pivot for Saturday's events due to the forest fire getting worse, right? Then we will make sure that we pivot accordingly. We will not cancel the meeting, but the worst case scenario is that we will make it virtual. Otherwise, we would have to wait and vote in October and all of that kind of stuff. But if we're already ready for elections, it was already electronic anyway. So it's an easy pivot for us as an alumni association to do that. The food that we were having catered for our Saturday night event was being provided by Sedesco, which is the food service at the university. So they also need water, right, in order to prepare the food. And they also need to boil that water. So again, they're probably making provisions right now because they have to make provisions for the students in order to provide them with food and things and make sure that it's safe for them for the next few days. They just got back from spring break on yesterday. So they're back on campus. So all of this is kind of taking place all at once. A lot of decisions, a lot of moving parts. And so I'm just, again, trying to let you know ahead of time. So that way, come Friday or whatever, we will know more information. I'll come back on live again tomorrow and let you know what the situation is and what's taking place and what's going on with the city and is it still on the boil order or not boil order? And then what's going to happen with Wiley themselves are they going to open up the campus on Thursday and Friday? Okay, so I'll know whether or not, if that's going to happen. If that happens, then we know we're still good. A lot of you all are, kind of local, nearby states, that kind of thing. You were driving in and that kind of stuff. It makes it a little bit easier for you. But people like me who were taking the flight, then I have to keep pushing my flight, to the next day kind of situation. So, so we'll just, keep that in mind. Again, we're ready to pivot. The NAA board, we just met and kind of discussed, some options and what we will do and what we have the appetite for and that kind of thing. But some of this stuff is kind of predicated on the university. If the university if they close for Friday and they don't have their events on Friday, the convocation and things such as that, then there's a chance that they cannot accommodate us on Saturday. We were, because we're kind of going hand in hand. We were doing a joint poet night on Friday night. If all of that gets canceled, then we won't be doing that. And then everything on Saturday was all alumni stuff. So will the faculty and staff still be around to accommodate us on Saturday, even though they didn't have to come to work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? Will they still be around for us? So again, a lot of this is pivoting in collaboration between the two. So that's kind of where we are. Again, like I said, this is kind of hot off the press. A lot of decisions, a lot of moving parts are going on. The water people are working, trying to get the water situation taken care of. I mean, it's a small town, but it's still, high impact. The schools are closed for tomorrow. The local schools and all of that are closed for tomorrow. And like I said, I will keep you posted again tomorrow. I'm keeping on the Marshall News. I can get Marshall News on my TV. So I will keep the Marshall news going. President Felton has been keeping the trustees informed of what's going on as well, as far as the decisions that they're making. So as that stuff happens, and luckily I'm privy to that as a trustee, and then I can be privy to that as the NAA president. So that way it helps us make our decisions on what we need to do. And if you all have any questions, please let me know what questions you have for me. Like I said, I just want to make sure you have the information ahead of time, and know that, the NAA board, we are talking, and we're committed to talking every night to making sure that we make the best decisions as we go forward. Our election committee is ready to pivot to virtual. If we say go to virtual, they're ready for that. We've talked to them tonight as well. So we will pivot accordingly if we need to. We had COVID. We know how to pivot. we know how to do this. So things will be fine. The integrity of the election will still be fine. I just hate that we wouldn't pin everybody for the life pinning. We will do that. So if we have to pivot to virtual, we will pin everyone in October for sure. We'll just have the live pinning in October. We will make phone calls to anyone who was going to be pinned. If we go to virtual, we will start making phone calls tomorrow or Thursday or whatever. We'll start making phone calls to people, letting them know that we are going to do that pinning in the fall. Okay, so we'll try to let people know as soon as possible. Again, most of the people, 90% of everybody was driving. So that's not, too crucial, but there are a few of us that were actually flying into town, where, flights, trying to change your flight and that kind of thing is, can be a little bit problematic. Okay. Let's see here. Any questions? I don't see any questions. Shreveport is just recovering from a major water break, so we unfortunately understand. Oh, wow. Y'all had a water break earlier too. Wow. I didn't realize y'all had one. I guess because I don't watch those Shreveport news. I be trying to keep up with Wiley so much. Okay. Hey, Charles, how's it going, sir? Thanks for jumping on. Yeah, let me know if you all have any questions. Please share this video. Please share this out. Please tag Alumni, because, again, this is as fresh and hot as the information is right now, and I want to make sure people know about it. So please share this out. This is not my normal night. Tomorrow night was my normal night for Wild About Wiley Wednesday. Today is going to be take the time out. Take the time out Tuesday. I don't know, but please tag somebody and share it out as well. I will put this on YouTube as well. I'll load that on YouTube tonight. And so that way people we only have a few subscribers on our YouTube channel. Some of our seasoned alums ask for the YouTube channel because they don't have Facebook or Instagram. So I'll make sure that gets out on the YouTube channel. But please share this out with people and let them know, kind of what's going on, and that we're in a little bit of limbo right now, but we're totally ready for pivot. Okay. The hotels in Marshall, are, right now they're running on limited water. So they're saying you can still come, but they're working on limited water. So hopefully by tomorrow afternoon or whatever, if the water gets turned on, they can get that water tested, and then that boil order will be lifted by Thursday. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on with that. But again, just trying to give you as advanced notice as possible that there is a pivot that could potentially happen. Okay. I see Monica here. Hey, Monica. Sandra's here. Jackie's here. Dell is here. Denisha. Yep. Jamal. Hey, Jamal. Gwen. Beverly. And Charles. Winfred, hey, sir, what's going on? Charlita, I appreciate you being here. Sharon as well, appreciate you being here. Felicia, hey, how's it going? Appreciate it. Minnie and Sandra Malone. McGothan Malone is here. And who else? I will continue to check. I was flying in on Thursday morning. Okay, you were flying in on Thursday. Okay, so we still got a little bit of time for you. Yeah, so we'll know some more information by tomorrow. Again, everything is almost predicated on the university on whether or not they're canceling their stuff for Friday. If they cancel their stuff for Friday, then we know, chances are for accommodating us on Saturday may not be possible because, that's now asking staff to come in and work on the Saturday for us when they haven't had to work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, again, it could be a little bit problematic. We were also, utilizing the university's backdrop for our event on Saturday night. We were using their backdrop that they were using for Friday for the celebration of giving. And then we were also using the catering, the institution, Wiley's catering from the Sedesco, from their food service. So we were using them on Saturday as well. So you can see how, how all of this is kind of going hand in hand. Felicia, there has been a water break in Marshall, Texas, and the town is shut down as of right now. They have no water, and they hope to have that water fixed by tomorrow, by noon or tomorrow afternoon. But even if they have that fixed, they're still going to be on a boil your water order, until they can test it to make sure that the water is consumable. So that's as of right now. Again, I gave the analogy that it's kind of like a forest fire that started. It started and it's over there, and we don't know if it's going to reach all the way over here where we need to pack our stuff and leave yet, right? Like, change our mind, like pivot somewhere. It's not quite at that level, but I'm letting you guys know ahead of time, giving you the information early, so that way you know that if we pivot to virtual, we will let everyone know ASAP that it is pivot to virtual, and that we'll be ready for election. The election was already electronic anyway, so whether you were going to vote for your phone anyway on Saturday, or you were going to vote from your laptop on Saturday. It doesn't matter. Everybody was voting electronically. And then we weren't having on-site registration, because registration to vote or to register for the meeting ended last Friday. So it's not like, we would have had to worry about anybody paying in person or something to that extent. So again, we're ready to pivot. We talked to the elections chair tonight while we had our national NAA board meeting. We talked to the elections chair tonight to see about the capacity of her committee and her resources, and she's completely comfortable and fine with pivoting to an all virtual status come Saturday regarding our meeting. If you do not have the agenda, if you didn't get the mail out and that kind of thing, please begin to let us know that you do not have the agenda or the mail out or the Zoom link, because all of that was in the mail out that we sent out in January. We can at least begin to email you that stuff ahead of time so that you have it in the event we need to pivot to virtual. Okay. So maybe put your email in the chat, or if you want to send a DM to the Alumni Association, just put a DM and then put your email, and I'll know what it's there for. And LaRonia and I will get that packet emailed to you ASAP so that you'll have a hard copy of it. Okay. We just want to make sure everybody's ready. Sandra. Okay. What else? Who else? No problem. Lee, what's going on? Phyllis. All right. Okay. I don't see any other questions in here. So that's where we are. Charles, if you have anything else you want to add, I know you're right there in town. Brianna, hey, if you have anything else, but that's what we have going on right now. I was coming in tomorrow, but I'm going to just move my flight to a later flight tomorrow. I'm just going to start with that, like move it to another late flight, like a later flight. And then once we find out more information, then I'll have the airline just like cancel it. And then if I need to get another ticket for Friday, I'll just use the difference of the flight that I originally had and just pivot that way. So there's plan A, plan B, plan C, and I'm just sharing it out loud with you in the event you're not sure what you would do if you have a flight, as to what you can do. So I see some narrative down here. Let's see the mail out. Okay. Great. And you're already, I'm pretty sure you're already registered, right, Phyllis? You were registered last July for that special meeting we had, correct? Okay. Because if you're active, if you're a financial member, we'll send you the packet. So hopefully if you're a financial member, that's, Laronia will make sure that you get that package. If you had not registered since April 1st of last year, then we won't send you the Zoom information, because the only folks that are in there that are eligible to vote are those that are financial members. Okay. Cool beans. All right. Charles, say good evening, everyone. We are having some issues with water here in Marshall, but we do look forward to seeing you. Hope things will be better by Friday. Yeah, we're hoping things are better by Friday too. Cool beans. Yep. I figured you were. I figured you were, because you were at the July special meeting. And that's how I kind of know that if a person was financial since April. Okay. Well, that's where we are. Monica, if I missed anything, let me know. But that is where we are with the information in the city of Marshall, as well as what's happening at Wiley right now. Of course, like I said earlier, that the priority right now for President Felton and the university is the students, making sure the students are good, and with being there with no water, and trying to make sure that they get fed. And so the alumni right now are not the priority. We have to, the priority are the students. Those kids are up there without any plan Bs and resources, and they're away from home. And so if I was a parent, I'd be wondering what the president was doing to help my child too, in a place with no water. So I understand that the priority right now is the students. The Board of Trustees, for those who are just coming on, they have already canceled their meeting for Thursday and Friday. They've already made that meeting virtual. So the school doesn't even have to worry about accommodating the trustees coming in and, making sure all the packets and this, that, and the other, and all the different reports and all that kind of stuff. They don't have to worry about our on-site presence, because that presence has already been made virtual. So that makes it a little bit easier for the institution, not having all of us walking around peacocking, right? Let's see. I see something else coming in. Great. Thank you, Monica. I appreciate it. Dana, can you stay with me? And you can stay with me in casino action. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Is there anything we can do to assist? I will let you know if there's something else. I did offer that up to the president when he called me today, that if there's anything that is needed on campus, he's trying to get, so he already ordered porta potties for the students. And I don't know if they had gotten delivered yet, because he called me a couple hours ago. But he was trying to get water, like water trucks or something like that, brought up to the school and that kind of thing, so that there would be actual drinking water for them, to be able to have and bathe and that kind of stuff if they needed to take bird baths and things like that. So, I haven't heard anything if that had been delivered or not, but there were definitely plans being made. But I did offer that if it was anything that was needed, let me know. And then I would make sure that, I sent funds down there, and that I tapped into the alumni as well to help the students. Okay. That's all the questions that I had. Cool beans. Okay. Well, to the replay viewers, thank you for replaying this. Again, share this video out. Please tag alumni that you think was headed this way or headed that way to Marshall, or that needs to know this information. I will be on live again tomorrow to make sure that I update you with any information that I have regarding the campus, the city, the water boil, any of that kind of thing. I will let you know tomorrow. I'm going to keep the Marshall news on my television, because I can get their news here. I'll keep their news on. I'll stay tuned in with all of the Marshall board members that are on the NAA board as well. And then if I find anything else about the Marshall Wiley Club's mixer on Thursday, if they decide to cancel that, I will certainly let you know between now and tomorrow if they do that. Okay. So right now, Friday is kind of still on for the institution. But again, that could all change, or it could not change. Okay. But I will keep you posted. Cool beans. Thank you guys very much for jumping on. I know this wasn't the normal day, but this was super important. So have a good evening, and then we will talk to you again tomorrow. All right. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night. Take care. Have a good night.